at 5.
Cold weather and rain aren't the only unwelcome things invading San Diego.
There has been an influx of rats and other pests wiggling their way into people's homes to get out of the cooler temperatures. News 8's Jeff Zevley spoke to a rodent expert about what you need to do to protect your home. Jeff?
Carlo, we learned a lot of great tips today from Lloyd Pest Control. First of all, if you have a hole in your home the size of a quarter or larger, these rats and mice can sneak into your home. And perhaps the biggest problem of all could be the trees that surround your house.
Rodents in San Diego County are everywhere. It's just a fact of life.
The winter season means moving time for rats and mice into the walls and attic of your home.
When it gets cold and rainy, they are a warm-blooded animal just like you and I. And, you know, when it's cold and raining, would you rather be hanging out in the backyard or in the living room?
Dr. Eric Payson is Lloyd Pest Control's entomologist who says if you see droppings, you could be living with a rat pack.
Usually if you've seen one, I would ballpark it that, you know, we run into 10 to 12.
Experts estimate rodents scurry into 21 million American homes a year, and rats are capable of spreading diseases through their bites, urine, and droppings.
They're not the cleanest animals in the world.
To keep rats out of your home, Dr. Payson says you need to plug all of the entry points.
This is a good temporary fix if there are small holes that you can obviously tell rodents are moving in and out of.
Along with steel wool, there's also copper wool and what's called hardware cloth that can be used in conjunction with expandable foam.
Basically, you put a little shot into a crack and it expands.
Roof rats love to live in high-rise hotels known as palm trees. So if you forget to trim the trees away from your house,
basically you're just providing a habitat that makes them very comfortable, makes it easy for them to move around.
Limiting food sources is another good tip. Don't leave dog food out and pick up fruit that falls from trees.
You wouldn't want to leave all that fruit that's fallen just on the ground because that's just a meal for rodents.
Although you need to watch your fingers, Lloyd Pest Control prefers setting traps over leaving out poison stations because if a rat eats poison, it can die inside your wall and create a foul odor for weeks.
One of my best rat experts here in the company has a saying that he would rather deal with a live rat than a dead rat any day. He knows he can get the live rat. If it's a dead one and it's in a wall, it's just a waiting game.
And Lloyd Pest Control says most homeowners are capable of eradicating these rats themselves, but if you need advice, they have it. Coming up new at 6:30, we have the #1 do-it-yourself mistake. That's new at 6:30.
Now, Jeff, you mentioned traps are a homeowner's best bet. A lot of people don't have any experience with them. As far as bait for the trap goes, any advice on what should be used?
They told me today that rats are creatures of habit, so if you know what the rats are eating, put that on the trap. If you have no idea, go with peanut butter.
Good old peanut butter. All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.